Good evening, my friends. Welcome back to the den. We're gonna share a shave. Not normally doing nighttime shaves, but time got away from me and I just didn't do it. Tonight we're doing a shave with another travel razor. I had a fascination with little razors because I don't know why, it just is. This one is not Gillette branded. It says on the package in here, made in Germany. And I'm hoping this is a little bigger or a little easier to shave with than the Gillette branded travel razor that I found earlier. The reason I think this might be a little easier is that the handle is in two pieces like this. So you screw them together like that. So you got a little bit of more of a handle on it. I guess it's about, well, a little bit shy. This is a ball end tech, so it's roughly the same length as a ball end tech. It might even work on this head, but I'm going to use the factory one. It's like this. That's what the head looks like, and it's just typical post and textile design. We'll put it together and see how this one does for us. I have no idea when this was made. Just picked it up at a flea market, and then it got put in my little cabinet that I keep old razors in, and there it sat until I got the other travel razor that we used the other day out, and then I found this one too. So we'll screw it all together. Everything feels pretty good. The exposure to the blade, and it looks pretty even. The caps of the ends of the blade kind of stick out from the cap a little bit. You gotta be careful with that if you have one like this. Our soap today is an old puck of Old Spice. I got this also just off eBay, but I had been looking for some Old Spice soap to try, and one that I wouldn't feel real guilty about. And this one is said to have been used. I can still see some of the little, it's hard to say, you won't be able to see it. Some of the little stars and maybe a little glob there that if you squint real close it might look like the ship. So I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it, but I'm going to take a damp brush and load him up on this. I did rinse it off, so I guess the soap has been bloomed a little bit from rinsing it off from traveling to me. And it does seem to be lathering up okay. I mean, just proto lather, but it seems to be doing the job. I'll give it a few turns and then we'll face lather this. I'm gonna kind of scoop out what all I've done to try to get this as dry as possible so I can maybe save this and use it again a time or two. Just curious about the old soap, so I'll do that. A little water on the face and we'll paint it on there. It seems to be starting out at least as good as that Colgate soap that I tried a couple times ago. See how it's kind of doing its thing. Let me turn my collar in so I don't get it all boogered up. I'll dip the tips a little bit, work it a little bit more. This is really satisfactory. I didn't load it very much. You saw me do that. Didn't take much of the soap. It's quite satisfactory. It does smell a little bit like Old Spice. I think most of that is dissipated by the time I got to it. Maybe someday in my travels I'll come across a puck of unused ones. So maybe I'll replace that, and I have another Old Spice mug, a little bit older one. Maybe I'll equip that just so I can have an Old Spice mug laying around with soup ready to go. Let's see how this razor does. It's using that ruby blade that we used. Was it ruby? What was that? Let me look at the blade again. Oh, that's a Gillette Black. That's what we used last time with the other travel razor. Dang, now I gotta get this thing back together again. This one's a little bit more fidgety to get all together and lined up. It doesn't line up quite as well as the other Gillette one does, or the Gillette travel razor, but it still does a pretty good job. It's every bit as mild. I imagine if this was probably from the 60s, once again from the world traveler days, everybody thought that was a great deal. And we're coming up with miniature, all kind of stuff as I remember when I was a kid. There's just miniature this, miniature that. Probably what, Merkur or Mula or something like that. I don't know all the German razor manufacturers, but those are two that come to mind right away. Just fine. The handle's just a little bit skinny. We're gonna have little grip issues like with the other one. I use these little guys. This is the second one, I think. And I was getting my toilet kit lined up for our trip to Vegas, and you know, I think I'm still, where I use these things, I think I'm going to take the Vector, because I mean this will fit right in my medicine bottle, so it's no problem with that. And I use a skinny brush, so it'll all fit together in one spot. Pretty good. Great for a first pass. I wonder what kind of adventures this razor's been on. This is only my second trip to Vegas, and we're going to another resort hotel. Maybe Boulder Station's where we're going to this next time, and it'll be an adventure. My wife has never been to Las Vegas, so she's coming with me this time. We'll meet some of my friends in the shaving cadre. A great place to meet friends, and we have Zoom calls and all kinds of contact with each other. And over the years, we've been together for 5 or 6 years. It's been a while. And before that, on other venues. And we had the one conference a couple of years ago, also in Las Vegas. We're going to try to move it around to other places around the country, maybe move to more easterly parts of the country. And maybe we'll have another get together out here somewhere. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I did 4 passes to the last one, didn't I? Let's do that this time too. Some fellas might cringe a little bit at that big long pass going across. I've watched other fellas shave and do stuff that just makes my toes curl. I know I'm driving you crazy by doing this. The balance is a little wonky with this razor. It's not hard to find the angle though. Once you get there, it skates right across. Does a pretty good job. And these Gillette Black razors, just fine. Nothing wrong with the razors or blades made in India. I don't think I'd worry too much or go out and buy a whole bunch of Russian-made blades just because you think they're going out of production. Or they might be, I don't know. I hear things, but I don't pay too much attention. Good Lord, I don't dare buy any more blades. The spouse unit's gonna get upset with me. She might revoke my rights to or rein me in on buying more shave stuff. So far she's been pretty tolerant. And if she gets to go to Vegas, that's gonna be a great thing. I think she's gonna have a good time. She's really looking forward to an adventure. I gotta tell you guys, I've been married to be 37 years coming up. Every one of them has been a little bit of adventure. Married guys, I hope you have the same good experience we've had. Go places, explore things together, have a good time. Okay, let's try the fourth pass here. Get a little water in my face. Good residual slickness with this. So if every bit as good, probably better than that Colgate. It's a shame they don't make the soap anymore. But I'll tell you, modern soaps, some of these artisans, like Sterling or another of my favorites, the CBL soaps, are slicker or slickest. Probably better performing than these, but the fact that these were made in a factory some 60 years ago, they had it down. They knew their stuff. I don't know, I don't have enough experience and haven't read a label of Old Spice soap, never having had a box or a puck in hand. So I don't know if this is a tallow soap or if it's vegan or what it is. It is darn good soap. And it sure beats canned soap. Spoon in a jar. Stuff dries your skin out. You're having some challenges with those 4 or 5 blade jobs that are modern razors. Even just by switching to a proper soap and brush, you might be able to get great shaves. I don't know. Gosh, I've only used one of those kind of razors a handful of times, so I can't give you too much information on that. Let's see how we did. Oh, heck yeah. And this soap is just slick. I could do another pass if I wanted to. Matter of fact, there's a few little spots here. Yeah. See what this alum, my report card is. Overall, this is every bit as good as any tech razor. Fine shave. I would say as far as the The quality of shave, as good as any razor. I think I still favor my super speeds, but any tech is good. I've got a ball end tech here that we might try. I had it out when I was kind of looking over this one to see how they compared as far as the geometry and stuff, and they're very compatible. We might, just for giggles, before we sign off here, let's finish our post-shave stuff with Thayer's Lemon. Let's see if the head from this one will go onto the handle of this tech razor. Let's go ahead and match Old Spice with the Old Spice. I understand that that's a square rigger and this is a cat rigged single masted ship, but is it single mast? Yeah, single mast. A little bit of a sting there, just enough to know that let me know I've been shaving. Let's look at this head. Kind of dangerous because my fingers are slippery. Let's take this blade out and put it aside. Put it all back together. Take the ball end tech off. And son of a gun, look at that. They compatible. You never know what you're gonna find. That's great. Something more to play with. I have a box of just odds and ends, bits and pieces of razors, and I have assembled, dog from every town sort of things, but I've always tried to keep all the Gillette things together and all the non-Gillette things together. But now that I'm finding without any trouble these things are cross-compatible, heck, all kind of things, and it all comes in a nice little like that. Now I'm pretty sure that not TSA compliant to have your blades in there, but you can send blades to yourself depending on where you're going. Just send it in the mail to the front desk and they'll have it waiting for you when you show up. That's probably what we're gonna do. Send a letter to myself before we leave, and it'll meet me when I show up in Vegas. That'll be great. Thank you so much for coming. We got a great shave. Thanks for putting up with me for a little bit longer than usual shave. I'm Major Rich. You'll find me at theshavingcutter.com. You'll find me on YouTube and my new webpage, safetycatstudios.com. Have a look there. I think all it has is a link to my YouTube page or YouTube webpage. I don't know how to do anything else yet because I'm still learning. But that's good for tonight, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.